gentlemen, boys and wasps. Welcome you all to this fantastic occasion. At last, the marriage of John Michael to my amazingly beautiful daughter. Before we begin though, I thought I'd go through a few missing friends. Sadly, I'll just put my full seat back on. Sadly, we're missing my father and his wife Jenny. And being 80 odd, I can't remember how old he was, he seemed very frail last year at Haley's wedding when I nearly killed him. So I perfectly understand why he's not here today. Which brings me to the second missing person I want to mention. My beautiful, popular, charismatic and no-nonsense mum, who sadly passed away in March. Having a parent gone makes this experience more poignant, as over the past few years, I've seen my daughter, and now son-in-law, take on their roles as parents, especially as Esme, being 4 going on 24, is probably fast on her way to her own wedding. I know my mother is here in spirit, mainly because I heard a voice say, "You're going to drop that," as I carried the plate. And there's a third missing person whose absence is noted in this room, Amber's uncle Simon. Amber, you coined the name Oingy for him, and as far as I know, this is the name most of our mutual friends still refer to him by. We shared a sense of the absurd and a taste in films, and I know you were very fond of him, as were all you 3 girls. I know how thrilled he'd be to see you here today. So, before I carry on, please indulge me by standing as we remember my mother and Uncle Simon to their sweet memory.
Oingy! And to Anne.
As we remember them, we, in a way, we invoke their presence. So this bit of the speech, I practiced this in front of Aurelia. And she had cut that paragraph out, just to get it gone. But I put it back in again.
Oh no!
Sorry, honey.
Right.
I let Amber read it. She said, "No, go ahead." So, who am I? The bride. Self-me. So this is actually my 7th wedding speech. I forgot one. I've been best man 4 times. I've been a groom twice. Then there's the time I drank too many whiskies in the pub in Uffington with a keyboard player of Marillion. And we gate crashed a wedding. They thought, because I was with him, I was the lead singer from Elbow or something. Sometimes speeches work. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes both at once. I guess it's a personal thing. For that impromptu Uffington speech, some of the attendees still refer to me as the ledge. And other people wish they could have pushed me off the ledge. So how am I going to be today? How are we all going to be today? You'll be the judge of that. But we're all a little bit nervous, and we're all going to do our best. But while I'm no stranger to wedding speeches, this is the first time, of course, that I've given a speech as father of the bride. So it's a whole new experience for me. And thank the great goddess that at last it's happened after almost 3 years of waiting. Back in 2020, part of me thought that maybe you were too young to get married. Today, she couldn't wait to drag me up to the altar. Walk slowly, they said. No, I want you. So now you've got 2 adorable grandchildren, whereas you only had 1 back in 2020. And you and Jan have really started to build a life together after, 3 years. If there was any doubts I had back then, they're just gone completely. So what can I tell you about Amber? Well, she was born on the Saturday the 13th of August 1994 at about 7 a.m. I think. Friday night, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. I'll repeat. Because what do most of us do on a Friday night? But I wasn't drinking, was I? No. Do you remember why I wasn't drinking, Rosie? I'd given up drinking in sympathy because Verity couldn't drink because she was pregnant. This is very true. So I was perfectly sober, but still manic and full of adrenaline, rushing around the house in panic, clutching a Miriam Stoppard's book on fathers and childbirth. Eventually I was happy we had everything, but I had a nagging doubt that I was missing something, so I opened the fridge, of course. There were some tuna sandwiches on. That's exactly what I need. Now I'm prepared. Tuna sandwiches is just what we need. So off we went, off to the hospital. I don't think anyone really wants to eat tuna sandwiches just after giving birth. But I wasn't fussy. So we raced to Kettering Hospital. Then we were told that we had all the time in the world. There's no rush, sit down here. For about 30 minutes, Verity is huffing and puffing and looked like we definitely bloody well didn't have all the bloody time in the world. At last, in came the midwife, who took 5 minutes to decide that things had moved on a bit quicker than we expected, which was a euphemism for get them in the bed now, just roll out of it. And then the midwife went a bit quiet and disappeared for a minute before coming with a nice soft-voiced gentleman. Hello, I'm an obstetrician, my name is Mr. Singh, and I'm afraid the baby is a breech. This means it's coming out feet first instead of head first. Also, it's coming right now, and there's no time for any anaesthetic. And would you like some gas and air? Yes, please, I said.
That's a good one.
Amber being a breech, think about it, makes perfect sense now. She's always done things her own way, with a certain amount of panache and style. And anyway, I mean, who goes down a slide head first? It turns out that her dad is very little to do in a room full of medical professionals and a woman giving birth. You know, there's not much I can do. As I said, tuna sandwiches. This here, I must pause to pay tribute to you. You went through a special kind of hell that night, without complaining or making a fuss. Thanks largely, I expect, to that gas and air. And also, your inner resilience. And you turned out to be an amazingly natural one. And thank you for passing that gift to Amber. But it's important to know that, like Verity, Amber is so much more than just a great mum. She was a funny orange baby. With black hair. She grew up to be a very bright, very articulate, and very, very happy baby. The giggliest, funniest baby that I'd ever known. We thought that was what babies were like until Harris came along. When people said to me, oh, it's such a hard work being a parent, I had no idea what they meant. Seriously, you were amazing. She was always full of giggles and fun. She was never anyone's fool. For example, there was a time when I'd be looking after her most evenings due to you working at Barclaycard call centre. So I'd have to get her to eat, and we had a strict thing. I had to feed her, and then we had to get ourselves ready. I had to go and get Verity from her shift, and then come back in and put her to bed. It's a routine. Everybody's up at most of those. So a very small window of time that she needs to eat her spaghetti bolognese. So I'd like you to eat it, please. All of it. Go on, carry on. Sitting around a little chair, taking forever to eat it, and I haven't got the bloody time. Just bloody eating a bowl of spaghetti. I'm really getting cross with you. Eat your bloody spaghetti. Turn my back for 5 minutes, come back in the room, it's all gone. Oh, Amber, how proud I was. How proud I was. She'd eaten all. I praised her, gave her extra pudding, read her a story. And then, of course, it's time to pick Verity up from work. So I sit down and get my shoes and put one on. Squelch. Yes. So, yes. So, I found out exactly where you disposed of the food. Almost the entire bowl stuffed into my train. But I laughed. I couldn't be cross with it.
You told me to clear my plate.
Yeah. And maybe you ought to check your shoes when you get back upstairs. We moved to Paisley Bridge from Northampton in the year 2000. The first place we stayed was next to a riding stables. Amber became fascinated with the ponies kept in the surrounding fields. So we signed her up for riding lessons. She proved to be a complete natural. In fact, over the next few years, she spent so much time at the stables, we hardly ever saw her. She went there almost every day, especially during the holidays, and for long periods of time. And in the end, I had my arm twisted, and we eventually did buy her a pony. A willful Appaloosa called Lolly. And they utterly fell in love, and that's how I lost Amber to love first. Lolly turned out to be quite a handful, didn't she? I think almost killing you, maybe to draw the line. There was a time, isn't it, you got your foot stuck in her, in the... Yes, that was it. I literally either way with Lolly. In other words, I could stand in the front of her, I'm a big bloke, and she would come to a halt. And I managed to stop her before she dragged you into the road and probably down the street all the way back to the riding. So it's no exaggeration that riding and looking after livestock toughens you up. Amber learned to clean stables, fall without hurting herself, or if she did hurt herself, not to make a fuss. She learned not to be squeamish around insects and dirt. Well, okay, dirt. For the sake of our ears, best to keep her away from wasps and bees. She learned how to control animals much stronger than herself, using kindness, calmness, wits, and guile, and a natural affinity. She learned how to wild swim, how to build dens, how to climb trees, how to read a map when she was 10. One of her friends had a very bad fall in the middle of the nowhere on the Dales. She rode and led her pony miles back to her friend's house, called the ambulance, guided the air ambulance back to where her friend was injured, and then flew in the air ambulance to hospital, comforting her friend all the way. Megan, you're here, aren't you? So this woman, my daughter, is frankly bloody amazing. When her mother and I separated when she was 11, Amber, of course, as the oldest child, ended up helping to care for her two sisters. They grew up seeing Amber as a second mum. She helped to take them to and pick them up from school. She did the homework with them, helped cook their meals, all while doing her own studies and riding. And let's face it, growing up. She is capable of so much, and all the time, with a smile, with a laugh, as if it's no effort at all. Jem, I guess, after living together for years now, you realise this. You realise who she is and what she is about. Amber's run her own business. She has a second-class honours degree in biology. She's the most modest person about all of it. All you friends know how strong and capable you are. And we are all of us, are all in awe of you. Woo. Woo. John Michael, I hope crossed out. I know you feel the same. So let's talk a bit about how we first met. Amber invited JM, John Michael, to my wife-to-be Aurelia's house for New Year's in 2015-2016. Yeah, he bought a couple of bottles of champagne, which Aurelia appreciated very much. You read the room very well then. Smart move. He then spent most of the time playing games with Hugo and Isabella. And I thought this was just him being nice, but no, this is what he does. You find somebody to play games with, and then you play games with them. If you don't want to play games with him, you don't see them. told me, Jamie, you told me that Aurelia took you aside when she first met you. I didn't do this. This is Aurelia. Hotline Bling by Drake playing on in the background. It says to you, don't ever hurt my stepdaughter. Appreciate it. It's nice to know you. But this isn't my style, I have to say. I mean, I like you, I like playing games too. I felt you deserved the benefit of the doubt, especially, when you started playing D&D. And I certainly didn't see back then that you would be here now married and shit, but they haven't been I didn't envisage having to chase her out of the house like I once did to one of Amber's previous boyfriends either.
And you didn't have to.
No, I've never had to.
We had to chase you once. And the trousers were falling down.
So you saved that for yours.
Yeah. No, that one didn't make the cut.
Besides, Amber knows her own mind. I've never seen myself as defender of my daughter's purity, all three of them. Their lives, certainly their love lives, are owned by them and them alone. This whole giving women away thing isn't my bag. Men don't own women, it's stupid. Women make humorous into thinking we do. But I'm under no illusion as to who actually wears the skirt in my house. See what I did? So although I suppose I pretended to do it, I did not give Amber away. She is here by her own agency, as I said before. She dragged me onto it. This is her decision. This is her choice. I'm here to speak of Amber, not for Amber. So you carry on with the speech. If you're a dad, just a little bit of advice from me. Do yourself and your daughters a favour, empower them, advise them to help them to make good decisions for themselves. Let them make their mistakes and let them own those mistakes and themselves. Because as a dad, I've seen my job to help, to empower, to guide, to advise, and to pour love onto you. Never to own and never to dictate. And that's true. And the same is true for partners. And I've learned JM shares this viewpoint. And I travelled for a week or so with JM around Australia in a camper van. I know what I'm talking about. When you share that sort of close confined space with another man and your three daughters, you get to know what type of man he is. I saw the two of them laugh a lot, disagree a little bit, laugh some more, take the mickey out of each other, take the mickey out of me, take the mickey out of everybody, but always stay fond of each other, always keeping the mood light, always keeping us happy. Mind you, James is also a man who laughs at you for inadvertently reversing into a post and ripping your window.
It was quite funny.
But you didn't call me a dickhead.
No, you didn't call me one.
When JM got the same camper van stuck halfway up a hill for no reason whatsoever, just because he felt like moving it, I did call him. But I'm the one who was made small by them. He's a man who acts like a perfect gentleman around all my people, shared the load of driving and faced every day with a smile. He's a man you can have a brief row with and then be friends again a few moments later, and he doesn't hold grudges. No baggage is carried. Male egos are fragile, mine certainly can be at times. But there is no better person to be next to you in the middle of a problem or a crisis. Unless that crisis involves birds. Especially if birds bigger than a pigeon. Then you're on your own.
Or parakeets, hundreds of them. Sorry.
Why are you scared of birds?
I don't know.
Why?
There was a time I think I spent more time with JM than Amber did. As we played Dungeons and Dragons together frequently, and it was almost 3 times a week. We miss you on the game, JM. Friday night, 7:30 PM, right? JM is an excellent dad, and I know JM will be an excellent husband to her. A couple of weeks ago, Amber, Keris, Holly, and me all went to Madrid for 10 days. It was sort of like a way to take you away as a single person, a person who wasn't quite
Like a
married.
hen do.
Yeah, that's a family
With your
head.
turn.
I get angry with my dad, yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Madrid, went to the Mad Cool Festival. We were there for 10 days. And Amber, I think you phoned JM every single day. Every day he shared what Esme, Noah and he were up to. And it always looked like fun, it was always happy, there was lots of water involved. Not once did Jem make Amber feel guilty or make out he wasn't coping. And I know you must have found that 10 days frustrating and difficult at times, but we never knew it. We never found out about that. And that is John Michael. So I think back to where I started this evening, and just before I go on, take a second, all of you, just take a look around the room around you. There are a lot of people here today, and I've met some of you for the first time. Some of you I met during lockdown, during quizzes and stuff like that, but physically it's the first time. And other people, we're the same people that were at my mum's funeral earlier on the year are here. And then my nieces and my nephews, my grandnieces, grandnephews, daughters, stepchildren, my first, and my new wife has become Amber's close friend. Aurelia's family, and JM's family, his mum, dad, siblings, uncles, aunts, all of you. All of you who have been so kind, so welcoming, so much fun to be around, so full of love towards us all and towards this happy couple. We are all bonded now, because a family is more than just a bond between husband and wife, isn't it? It is much more. It is a bond between all of us who are here today, all of us who share in each other's lives on these special occasions, because of the love we have for Amber and John Michael, for Esme and for Noah and for each other. I look back and I think, what sort of man would I want to marry my daughter Amber? I am very, very happy and proud to say a man like you. Amber, well done. Like Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, you chose well. Separately, both great people, together, a genuine force. Please never underestimate what the power of a great relationship, a shared work ethic, and a shared sense of wonder and joy in the world can accomplish. And as I have learned, please take time to enjoy the present. The day to day, the days to come, the journey together. My beautiful, clever, funny, wise and flappable daughter. My forgiving, fun-loving, family-oriented, ambitious son-in-law. My pretty, happy granddaughter, my giggly, cheeky grandson. I know you will meet every challenge you face, as long as you stick together and find time and space to enjoy your lives. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you all the success and happiness in the world.
Yes.
And now, I think I'm supposed to toast the bridesmaids, so bridesmaids, thank you very much for everything.
Toast the bridesmaid. Toast the bridesmaid.
And I hand over to the next main picture.
What did you think of the speech, Jackie?
Very nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good.